When the Labour government came to power, there was this real sense of optimism among business leaders after, 14 years of Conservative rule and, of course, the chaos of Brexit. 12 months on, a lot of that optimism has faded. And one of the key turning points really was the budget last year, where the Chancellor hiked up, employment taxes and hiked up the minimum wage, and that's really heaped costs onto business. Now you see companies, announcing job cuts. There's this knock-on inflationary effect with, food prices rising, and of course there's that report that you mentioned of the head of AstraZeneca looking to move its primary listing to the US, citing, what they say is, red tape over the UK's regulatory regime on medicines. So it really was that budget that blindsided a lot of business leaders who thought that they had a good relationship with the government, and one that the party was so kind of desperate to cultivate ahead of the election.
So, Jennifer, what are the biggest concerns that business leaders have now?
Well, there are a couple. So, of course, there's the labour market. So there's the cost of employment with that higher minimum wage and payroll tax, and that's going to have a knock-on effect on the country's employment rate. There's, of course, that regulatory red tape that we mentioned, and that's had an impact on investment and delays to investment. There's the departure of non-DOM, so these kind of wealthy foreign residents leaving the UK after the removal of that tax break regime. And, of course, there's Labour's clampdown on visas, which was seen to kind of appeal to more kind of right-wing voters, but of course it's making it harder for a lot of businesses to hire talent. So one of the sectors that's been particularly impacted by this is the care sector. So one of the main concerns that's kind of top of mind for a lot of business leaders is, whether Labour will raise taxes again in the upcoming budget. But, above all, businesses want to feel like they're being listened to rather than kind of cast aside and ignored, and the upcoming budget will be a real test of that.